But here we are. This is Megan Good's husband, or yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wow.
This is Jonathan Majors, and we said, I think on the episode we talked about the top 10 greatest actors ever, black actors ever. I think we mentioned Jonathan Majors, had it not been for the trouble and everything like that. And he is a truly incredible actor. And there's no finer example of that than Magazine Dreams. I will say this without getting into spoilers because we will have time for that. This movie is not what they advertised on their first trailer. It's not. That movie looked like a man who wanted to live a dream and he was fighting obstacles to get to said dream. That is not the movie you get. We'll get to the movie you get in the spoiler section, but that's not the movie you get. I will say this, and then I'm going to kick it to Chris. Again, this is spoiler free. If I had to give like 5 points about the movie, an excellent performance by Majors. That's the first thing. Like, if you don't see this movie for anything else, watch that excellent performance. It defies whatever your expectations are. It's very visceral and almost surreal at some points. And again, we'll talk about that. The direction and the cinematography is excellent in this film. And my fifth and final point is this is a horror movie. Not by genre, but by definition of how it plays out. Make no mistake about it. This is a horror movie. Can't wait to get into the spoiler side of it. I will go ahead and get my score real quick. My verdict for Magazine Dreams is an unapologetically legit film, which is a 4 out of 5. I believe the way it finishes, it has like 2 false finishes. And I didn't like that. It felt like it drug at the end. But overall, it's an excellent performance. And if Will Smith can still get his Academy Award on the night he slapped somebody in front of everybody, I feel that there's a chance for Jonathan Majors, who pretty much, it looks like Hollywood has really moved on from that whole incident. I feel like there's a space for him to get his award. That being said, Chris, spoiler-free review, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I ended up getting a completely different product from what I was expecting. This movie was a roller coaster ride for anybody who may suffer from anxiety, bro. Like it was off the wall, man. But again, phenomenal performance by one Jonathan Majors himself. He reiterated a lot of things that I said about him, on the very first episode we talked about him. I can't remember which one it was, but when I alluded to him being a master of manipulation of facial expressions, man, just you feel the emotion that he brings to each character simply by looking at his eyes or the way he, holds his head when he's looking at somebody, or the way he smiles. Like his whole face is like he's acting through his face. So again, phenomenal performance.
He used every muscle in his face.
Definitely. Phenomenal performance. I too gave the film unapologetically legit film, just because, like, subjectively phenomenal film, but personally, the tone was indeed a lot heavier than I thought it would be, and it did kind of rub me not the wrong way, but I guess I had my expectations set in one direction and it led me to another. So
if you felt like this was going to be an inspirational movie, I understand where you're coming from. I do. The way you laid that out there, if that's what you expected, because that's what I thought. I thought it was going to be like this rags to riches type shit.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong. Greg, we so close to this spoiler-free review, and I know it's palpable for you at this point. But just for the sake of this conversation, My brother, can you give us a spoiler-free review, and then we'll really get into this movie?
To be honest, I really don't want to give any spoilers. That's how good, and that's how bad I want people to go and watch this movie. Like, I'm not just putting this on because of Jonathan Majors. There's only one other actor that has really captured me with their acting, basically for a character, and that's James McAvoy in Split. Flawless. When I tell you he sold that, this is the level of Jonathan Majors. When you come back, when the chips are falling and everybody on your back and they praying on your downfall, this type of acting, this right here, bro, this is what we need from everybody. I kid you not, watching this movie, like Chris said, it was personal. It had a lot of things in it that hit me. I was not expecting this movie to go the way it went by any means. And it is a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster of emotions. When I tell you I was laid back in the chair comfortable and then I sat up, man, I'm telling y'all, if it's nothing else you go see in the movie theaters, please go see this movie. It is not what you're expecting. It's definitely going to shock you. And there's a lot, and I'm going to put it in these terms. There's a lot in the fitness industry a lot of people do not understand. There is a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't understand that happens behind the scenes. And his smile in this photo shows it all. And I know this was a fictional character, but at the same time, bro, it was like I felt like this was somebody I knew straight up. Like, that's how close that movie got to me. And I was just like, I left out of there and I don't know, man, I just felt something. Man. It felt like a good sermon had been hit, and it just hit me, man. That movie hit, bro. That movie hit, dog. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5 on my part, only because I'm in this industry and there was a lot that, like I said, it hit me personally because some of the parts in the movie, you know, I understood it from a personal level. So being that it came at me unexpectedly, I was like, oh shit, this right here is a lot. So for me, I'll give it a 5. And that's just not me saying that because I want to see him back at the top again. He authentically, literally gave me everything I needed in this movie. And people do not understand when we talk about this movie. Y'all need to understand this movie is everything, every word, every syllable, every sound coming out of our mouth is everything that you need to see right now.
All right. Strong endorsement from Quiet.
Very strong.
Shout out to Elijah Bynum for the great direction that he took this movie in. He did an excellent job. Honestly, I want to see him direct like a horror movie, a legitimate, intentional horror movie. Right. Just for how he directed this film. But yeah, let us know what you think about or what you thought about Magazine Dreams if you've already seen it, of course. Like, share, subscribe, leave your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And with that being said, it's time to move on.
U-GeekTV.